So, among the problems and utilizing the opportunities, we believe we can find a solution. And one of the solution in this situation regarding the project is no doubt about that is remote project management. As far as the projects are concerned, this could be a solution or this can play a useful contribution to find the solution, or we can say it is a solution at some extent.
And this is something not really new for us. We have been doing this, and but the thing is that in order to perform the remote project management, we have to stick to the basics.
Okay, but the question in everyone's mind is, does the remote project management really works? And the answer is yes. But believe me, it's not for the weak-hearted people. Why I'm saying this? Because in remote project management, it's a more serious business than even the physical project management. As you can see here, we would like to share a strategy with you, a strategy to decide whether we should use the remote project management or we should not use, whether we should use agile or waterfall, what is best. So before I further move forward, the details of the remote project management, let me tell you, the most important of any individual or of any organization is to make a strategic decision whether they really need this or not, or fully need or partially need. So please don't make selections. Best is to make decision based on the requirements and indicators. It should not be someone's personal choice because they recently heard about the agile, so let's use agile. I seen that the waterfall is working very well, so let's use waterfall. No, always use the indicators and always see what is exactly required. We elaborated details of this fundamental necessity in our book. You can see in the bottom of this slide the name of our book, that is Agile Practitioner Keynotes, where we wrote the competitive analysis between the selectors and the indicators that can help to make a decision that which framework or which methodology should be adopted based on the real-time requirements.
One thing I would like to add here is that, as Saqib said, that basically it's not just about the strategy or the framework, or the decision should be based on some data. Uh, like we discussed in Reach, it's self-realization. You cannot just adopt any framework or any decision without just based on your liking to or your inclination towards any particular person or any strategy. It's serious business and it should be taken based on some data so that we can take a best guess.
So, in fact, this is a gradual transition. It was actually a gradual transition, but no, it has been fast forwarded. As Zeeshan said, that the remote project management is not new at all, not new. But current situation really converting this from an option to a necessity. The challenge, how to execute the projects in the remote work environment effectively. Many people are running already, but the question is how effectively. And here are some challenges we would like to share with you. It's not so easy. It really needs, uh, more a mindset. There are many, in fact, even the challenges are many. But on the top of all, setting up the virtual work environment is the biggest challenge itself. Shift of a mindset from a work group to a true team also takes time and efforts. Remote environment cannot sustain and cannot produce without timely communication and committed collaboration as various tools and the global factors involved in the remote work, including cloud infrastructure, data security, culture, and legal differences, even. Yeah, the next is basically about the remote work environment is a mindset. And it is a mindset because mindset is a big deal. Remote work environment needs a different mindset and understanding. It's not a mindset of any individual or any manager or any particular leader, but it's a mindset of a whole organization holistically. In large prospect, this actually settle the philosophy of the remote work. Even within the same office, leadership and the team has equal responsibility to accept, establish, and reflect this philosophy. Okay, so we are right there when we are talking about now the three main pillars of the remote project management. And the first one is leadership, and the second is environment, and third is the team. These are the three things or three elements that make the remote project management successful. And absence of any of the element or any of the factor will be really a disaster, especially in remote project management. When we say think about the remote leadership, basically it's not about the leadership type. It's not important that because it could be a autocratic leadership or bureaucratic leadership, democratic, charismatic, people oriented, task oriented, but no matter whatsoever, the important is the persistent ability to manage the multiple projects simultaneously and effectively track the progress. Especially in remote work environment, a leader must have clarity on need assessment, on execution strategy, on roadmap, and on all relevant decisions. Remote leader need to simplify the targets. He need to motivate and he need to empower the team members to cross the actual finish line.
And in terms of opportunity, I think this is the time when we can exercise all these things we often seek in others.
Yeah, thank you. So moving towards the second major element of the remote project management, that is the setting up the right remote environment. The systematic collaboration and the synchronized visibility is the real quality check of a true remote work environment. Environment should have the facility to move the information timely and transparently. It needs to be dynamic, where most of the management work and reprioritization of the task between the team can be performed through just drag and drop. There are many tools in the market which claims such possibilities. I will not name any particular deliberately, but must say no one tool can fulfill all the requirements of the remote work environment. Be careful. All this definitely required very dynamic live integration of the multiple tools.
Uh, as Saqib said, basically there are a lot of tools, and I think mostly all of us have been using some tools. But I think this is the time when we have the actual realization of how important these tools are for collaboration and in terms of visibility and transparency.
So the third important thing or the main pillar of remote project management is the team. The most important. The most important because in the end it's all about the team. On remote projects, we will advise, must engage the well-trained and well-informed human resource who contains the cross-functional skills because the proactiveness, ownership, and accountability required to be the default quality of the remote team. This is not what you will hire and build. No, remote team should have the ability to do most of the things by themselves. That is the that is only possible if we engage the self-sufficient teams for the remote projects. Let's see some tangible benefits of the remote project environment. There could be many, but we listed six for you. And efficiency, in fact, efficiency with the low cost and the flexible schedules are quantifiable and also achievable through the remote project management. I will say that remote project management is a holistic solution, but again, I will must say that leadership, environment, and the team together is a one unit responsible for the success and as well as for the failure. So, find the benefits and the success at the edge of your comfort zone. This is a universal truth. Here are some misconceptions where we know there are some benefits, there could be some disadvantages, but here are some misconceptions that already living with the remote project management, and it actually live with the any kind of methodology or framework. So because the topic is remote project management, so we really want to share some misconception with you. Number one, that remote work rarely pays off because distributed collaboration cannot work. This is one of the misconception. That's really, actually, it's really pays off. Not rarely, but it's really pays off if you run the processes and if you run the virtual mindset properly. And the second misconception is about that speed and quality are often sacrificed in the work from home. Yes, it could be there, maybe you find more examples of this. But on the other hand, you have the benefits of that same strategy as well. Communication and teamwork face more barriers with working remotely. This is also not true. Even you see the people can or the team can face the barriers even in the physical environment. So it's not only about the remote. And the number four is the physical presence creates a commitment that does not happen otherwise. I think you all people know that it's not the condition. Even in the physical presence, you can see a lot of miscommitment and misconduct and inconsistencies as well. So these misconceptions, which are only associated with the remote project management, is in fact not true. What do you say, Zishan?
Basically, it's not just about remote project management. There are often misconceptions about processes and frameworks. Uh, Especially, we talk a lot about agile, but these frameworks are there, and they are only as much effective as you, as strong you are. So you have to see which areas are really suitable for you. Thank you, everyone, and
Thank you. Thank
we
you.
will take your questions now.